Her phone was pressed to her ear, and I could hear Liam's voice spilling into the room. He was laughing about something at work, his tone bright, his words filling the quiet space between us. But Elena's eyes were on me. I shifted on the couch. You should probably listen to him. He sounds excited. Her gaze didn't move. I am listening. She tilted her head slightly, her lips curving in a smile. I can do two things at once. The way she said it made my chest tighten. I glanced toward the door, wishing Liam would walk through it and break this invisible current pulling at me. Liam's voice carried on. Tell Adrian I'll be home later than I thought. Meeting ran over. Elena leaned closer, her phone still to her ear. You hear that? She said, her voice directed at me, soft and deliberate. He won't be back for hours, I swallowed. I heard her laugh slipped out lightly. You don't have to look so nervous. I'm not dangerous. I let out a short breath. That's exactly the problem. You are. Her eyes narrowed playfully. She repeated something Liam had asked, her tone warm and sweet as she spoke into the phone, yet her knee brushed mine under the coffee table. She didn't move it away. I clenched my jaw. Elena, don't. She whispered quickly, her lips almost brushing the receiver. Why not? My voice came out low. Because he's my best friend. On the other end, Liam chuckled, unaware of the sharp silence between us. What's he saying? Zen. Sound too happy? Elena smiled at me as she answered him. Adrian's just being Adrian, always so serious. I pushed back against the couch cushions, trying to create space that didn't exist. Her eyes followed every inch I moved, like she enjoyed watching me struggle. Tell him I'll bring food on the way home, Liam continued. Elena nodded, though her attention stayed locked on me. He says he'll bring dinner. Happy now? Great, I muttered, my voice dry. See? He's thrilled, she teased before returning to Liam. Drive safe, all right? When the call finally ended, the silence between us grew louder than Liam's voice ever was. She set the phone on the table, her fingers brushing the glass slowly, as if she wanted me to notice. You don't trust yourself around me, she said. I straightened. That's not what this is. She leaned forward, her tone a whisper, but sharp enough to cut. Then why can't you look away? I forced myself to meet her eyes. Because you're looking at me like that while holding his voice in your hand. Her lips curved again. And it drives you crazy. I shot back. Her laugh was quiet, almost daring. If that were true, you'd have left the moment he called. I rubbed a hand over my face. You're playing with fire, Elena? Maybe I like the heat. She sat back, but kept her knee against mine. Do you? My throat felt tight. You need to stop. You don't want me to stop. Her voice dropped lower. Say it. I stood quickly, the motion abrupt enough to make the table shake. I'm not doing this. Her eyes followed me, calm and steady. You'll stay. I shook my head. Why would I? She reached for the phone again, pressing it into her palm like a threat. Because if Liam called right now, I'd answer, and I'd still be staring at you. And you'd still be standing there, wondering what it means. The truth of it froze. Me, you hate that I see you, she continued. But you love it too, I forced out the words. You're wrong. Her smile deepened. Then walk away. My feet didn't move. The clock ticked on the wall, each second heavier than the last. Liam's laughter from the earlier call still rang in my ears, but Elena's eyes made me forget it. She didn't blink, didn't flinch, just sat there waiting for me to either leave or give in. Finally, she whispered, You can't, can you? I stepped closer without realizing it, caught in the pull I had sworn to fight. Her phone lit up again on the table. Liam's name filled the screen. She didn't reach for it. She only looked at me, her lips parting slightly, her voice barely audible. Answer it, I said, though my voice cracked. She smiled. Why should I? The phone kept ringing, Liam's name flashing between us like a warning neither of us wanted to hear. My pulse pounded. Elena, pick it up, I demanded. Her hand hovered over the phone but didn't touch it. She looked up at me instead. Only if you admit you wanted me to ignore it. The ringing stopped. The silence returned. My heart slammed against my ribs. She whispered, I told you, you'll stay. And I did. Asterisk. I was in the kitchen rinsing a glass when she slid beside me. Her shoulder brushed mine. You always clean up like you live here, she teased. It's just a glass, I replied, shifting slightly. She leaned closer, her hair brushing my arm. Liam never does it. You spoil us. You should be telling him that, not me. Her voice dropped. I think you know why I'm telling you. I froze, gripping the glass too tightly. You need to stop saying things like that. Why? Her smile was faint. Because you might believe me? I set the glass down and walked toward the living room. She followed. Stay a little longer tonight, she said. Liam asked me to come by, not you. I'm asking now. She stepped in front of me. 1 more hour won't kill you. I exhaled hard. It might. She tilted her head. Then let's see if you survive. The front door opened just then. Liam walked in carrying takeout bags. Perfect timing. Adrian, I brought enough for all 3 of us. I forced a smile. You always do. Elena greeted him with a kiss on the cheek, her eyes flicking back to me as she did. My stomach tightened. At the table, Liam set the food down. You'll like this place. New curry spot near the office. Elena laughed softly. Like anything you bring. Her hand brushed against mine as she reached for the bread basket. She didn't pull back. I glanced at Liam. He was busy unpacking containers, oblivious. Pass me the rice, Adrian, Liam said. I reached forward. Lena's hand slid onto my knee under the table. My pulse spiked. Here, I muttered, handing him the container with my free hand. You're too quiet tonight, Liam said, spooning rice onto Elena's plate. What's going on in that head of yours? I forced a laugh. Just tired. Long day. Lena squeezed my knee gently, her nails pressing into my jeans. Liam smiled. Don't burn yourself out. It worked too hard. I nodded, my voice tight. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Lena leaned back in her chair, laughing at one of Liam's stories, her hand never leaving me. I finally grabbed her wrist under the table and moved it away. She tilted her head at me, lips curling. Liam reached for his drink. What's so funny? Nothing, Elena said quickly. Just something I remembered. After dinner, Liam stacked the containers. I'll run down and toss the trash. Be back in a minute. Leave it, I said, standing up. I can take it. He shook his head. I've got it. You're our guest. He lifted the bags and stepped out. The moment the door shut, Elena rose from her chair. She walked past me, her perfume trailing like smoke. You stopped me under the table, she said. You. I think that was funny, I snapped. I think it was honest. She moved closer. You didn't tell me to stop because you hated it. You told me to stop because you liked it too much. I clenched my fists. Do you hear yourself? Yes, she whispered. And so do you. I stepped back. He's my best friend. Elena, you don't play games like this with him sitting. Right there, her lips curved. It's what makes it impossible to resist. I shook my head. You're out of control. Shh. She tilted her chin. Or maybe I'm the only one honest enough to say what's happening. The doorknob rattled. Liam returned, dropping the keys onto the counter. All set, he said, smiling. You two look like you were plotting something, Elena laughed. Smoothly, maybe we were. My chest tightened, but I forced a smile. Nothing important. We sat back down, chatting as if nothing had happened. Liam leaned back, content, his trust filling the room like a weight pressing on my shoulders. Elena's eyes met mine over her glass. She took a slow sip, her stare never breaking. When the evening ended, Liam stretched. I should crash early. Tomorrow's a long day. Good idea, Elena said. I'll lock up. I stood quickly. I'll see myself out. No need, she said. I'll walk you. Liam waved as he headed down the hall. Thanks again for staying, Adrian. Means a lot. Of course, I said, my throat tight, the moment his bedroom door closed. Elena reached for the lock on the front door and turned it. A sharp click echoed through the apartment. Her eyes locked on mine. Now there's no one left to interrupt. My pulse thundered. Elena, I said, but my voice betrayed me. She stepped closer. Too close for innocence now. The lock clicked, sharp and final. Chest tightened as she turned toward me. "Alina, unlock it," I said, my voice firm. She leaned against the door, eyes steady. "Why are you so afraid of me?" "I'm not afraid of you. I'm afraid of what this is turning into." Her arms crossed. "So you admit something is happening." I shook my head quickly. "Nothing is happening, you're Liam's." She stepped forward. "And you're his best friend. That's exactly why it feels like this." I backed toward the couch.
Yes.
"Not an excuse." Her voice dropped, steady but low. "It's the truth. You feel it too." I swallowed hard. "Even if I did, it doesn't matter." Her eyes narrowed. "If it didn't matter, you'd walk out the door. You locked it. You could push past me if you wanted to." She took another step, "But you won't." I ran a hand through my hair. "You're playing with fire." Her voice trembled, but her gaze held mine. "I'm not playing. I can't ignore this anymore." "You can," I shot back. "You just don't want to." She moved closer, so close I felt her breath against my neck. "You think I don't know who I belong to? You think I don't wake up every morning reminding myself of it? Then stop." My words came out rough. "Stop before this destroys him, before it destroys me." Her lips hovered near my ear. "That's why it matters. Because I can't stop." I pushed her shoulder lightly, creating space between us. "You're not making sense." Her eyes glistened. "Don't tell me you haven't thought about it. Don't tell me you haven't imagined what it would be like if Liam wasn't in." The picture, my chest tightened. "Don't drag me into this. You're already in it," she whispered. I turned away, pacing. "He trusts me. He trusts you. And you're standing here tearing that apart." She followed slowly. "And you're letting me. If you hated this, you'd have left weeks ago. You'd stop showing up." "I came here for him," I said, my voice rising. "Not for you." She smirked faintly. "Keep telling yourself that." Fists clenched at my sides. "You're reckless." "I'm honest," she corrected. The room fell silent except for the pounding in my chest. She stopped inches from me, her eyes searching mine. "Adrian," she said softly, "I want to know if you feel it. Just once. Say it." I shook my head. "I can't." "You won't," she replied. Her hand hovered near my chest, not touching, but close enough to burn. I forced myself not to move. "This isn't fair," I said. "Nothing about wanting someone ever is." The vibration of her phone cut through the silence. It lit up on the table. Liam's name glowed on the screen. Her eyes didn't leave mine. "Answer it," said. She reached slowly, picked it up and pressed it to her ear. "Hi." Liam's voice filled the room. "Hey, just checking in. Did you guys eat? Was Adrian still there?" Her gaze stayed locked on me as she replied. "Yes. Dinner was great. He's here. Good. I'm glad. Sorry again for running late. I'll make it up to both of you." She leaned closer to me as she spoke into the phone. "Don't worry about it. We're fine." Her lips parted slightly, her breath brushing my cheek. Liam kept talking, completely unaware. I stepped back, my voice caught in my throat. She ended the call, sliding the phone onto the table without breaking her stare. Her whisper came quiet but sharp. "Now tell me. You don't feel it." The car was quiet except for the low hum of music. My hands tightened on the wheel as her fingers brushed mine on the gear shift. "Sorry," she said softly, though her hand stayed where it was. I didn't look at her. "You're not sorry?" Her lips curved into a smile I could hear in her voice. "Maybe I'm not." I kept my eyes on the road. "Don't do that here." "Do what?" she teased. "You know what?" Her hand shifted again, pressing lightly against mine. "Pretend you hate it." I pulled my hand back sharply. "You need to stop." "Then why are your knuckles white on the steering wheel?" The heat in her voice made the air in the car thick. I rolled the window down slightly, forcing in the cold night breeze. She leaned closer, whispering, "You can't control this forever." I turned the volume up. "Watch me." Her laugh was soft, but it stayed with me long after we arrived. At Liam's family gathering, the house buzzed with voices, music, and laughter. Liam clapped me on the back the second we walked in. "Adrian, you made it. I'm glad you came." "Wouldn't miss it," I said, though my chest felt heavy. He wrapped an arm around Alina, pulling her in close. "Best decision I ever made," he said proudly. She smiled at him but sat down beside me, not him. When we found seats near the table, Liam raised his glass for a toast, his grin wide. I tried to focus on him, but Alina leaned toward me, her breath warm against my ear. "Too loud in here," she whispered. "I can only hear you." My pulse jumped. "Don't start." "No one's paying attention," she said, her lips grazing the edge of my jaw before she leaned back, smiling as if nothing had happened. I stared down at the floor, gripping my glass so tightly it nearly cracked. Across the table, Liam was laughing with his cousins. He caught my eye and raised his glass toward me. "Thanks for being here, man. You always have my back." I forced a smile, my stomach twisting. "Always." Lena tilted her head, watching me carefully. Later in the backyard, Liam pulled me aside. "She's been happier lately." "I think it's because of you." My chest tightened. "What do you mean?" "You've been around more. It makes her feel safe. She needs that." I bit the inside of my cheek. "I'm just doing what I can." He smiled warmly. "That's why you're my brother." His words cut deeper than anything Alina had ever said. I nodded quickly, afraid my guilt would show. Inside again, Alina found me near the kitchen. "He trusts you too much." I glared at her. "And you enjoy it." Her voice dropped low. "I enjoy watching you break every time he says it." "You're cruel," I muttered. "No," she whispered, stepping closer. "I'm honest. You're the cruel one. You feel it, but you won't admit it." "I'm not doing this," I said, brushing past her. She called after me, her voice soft but sharp. "You already are." The night dragged, every laugh from Liam twisting deeper into me, every glance from Alina burning hotter. When it was finally over, I drove home in silence. Hours later, lying awake in bed, my phone buzzed on the nightstand. A message lit the screen. "Alina, I can't stop thinking about today. Can you?" My chest pounded as I stared at the glow of her words. My thumb hovered over the screen, the weight of Liam's smile heavy in my memory. Asterisk, the clock read past midnight when I pulled up outside her place. My phone was still warm in my hand from her message. I knocked once. She opened the door like she had been waiting. "You came," she said softly. "You asked." I answered. Her eyes caught mine and held them. "I wasn't sure you would." Stepped inside. I shouldn't have. She closed the door behind me, her voice low. "But you did." The room was quiet, only the faint hum of the fridge in the kitchen. She leaned against the counter, watching me like I was the only thing that existed. "You didn't answer my text," she said. I didn't know what to say. You could have said yes. You could have said no. Tried both in my head. Neither worked. She walked closer. "So you came to tell me in person?" I forced a breath out. "This isn't a game." Her smile flickered, almost sad. "I never said it was." "Then what is it?" I asked. Her eyes softened, but her voice trembled. "It's the thing that keeps me awake at night." She was so close now I could feel the heat radiating off. Her eye backed up until the wall pressed against my shoulders. "Alina," I whispered. "You think I don't notice how you look at me?" she said. I shook my head. "I try not to, but you fail." Her hand rose, stopping just short of my chest, hovering like she wanted to touch me, but didn't dare. "I can't do this," I said. "You already are." "Oh." Her face tilted upward, lips parting as she leaned in. My heart slammed against my ribs. The distance shrank to nothing. I could feel her breath against my mouth. At the very last second, I turned away. Her hand dropped. The silence cut sharper than any words. "You want me?" she said softly, almost laughing, though her eyes burned. "But you're scared." I swallowed hard. "I'm not scared. I'm guilty." "Shh." She tilted her head. "You're both." Before I could answer, her phone lit up on the counter. Liam's name filled the screen. She didn't hesitate. She answered, her eyes never leaving me. "Hey, love." "Yeah, I'm just home, relaxing. Nothing exciting." Her voice was steady, calm, sweet. But her gaze stayed locked on mine the entire time, and her lips curled with the faintest smirk. "Of course I miss you," she said into the phone, her expression daring me not to react. "I'll see you soon." When she hung up, the room felt heavier than before. She stepped closer again, her whisper threading through the silence. One day you won't stop yourself. My chest tightened, every nerve in my body screaming. I didn't trust my voice, so I said nothing. Her smile widened, and she turned away, leaving me standing in the middle of the room, drowning in what almost happened. Asterisk. I thought distance would help. I stopped answering her late messages, kept my phone face down. I made excuses when Liam invited me over, but it didn't last. She showed up at the cafe, where I grabbed coffee before work. "You're avoiding me," she said, sliding into the seat across from me without asking. I didn't look at her, because I should then say it. Say what? That you don't want me? I finally met her eyes. You know that isn't true. Her lips curved. Exactly. I pushed back from the table. Alina, I can't keep doing this. She followed me outside. The street buzzed with people, but it felt like it was just us. You think I don't feel trapped? She said trapped. How? With Liam, he doesn't see me anymore. I froze. You're his girlfriend. He trusts you. Her laugh was sharp. Trust isn't love. He looks at me like I'm furniture. That's not fair. Fair? She stepped closer, lowering her voice. Do you know how long it's been since he even touched me? I swallowed hard. That's between you and him. Her eyes locked on mine. No, it's between you and me now. I shook my head. I don't know if you mean this, or if you're just rebelling against him. Does it matter? She whispered. It matters to me. For a moment she said nothing, then she leaned in. You're the only one who makes me feel alive. Stepped back like her words burned. I can't do this here. Then don't run, she said. Come tonight. Liam's leaving for a trip, Elena. Stay with me. Just for company. I hesitated, every nerve screaming no, while every part of me ached to say yes. That night I drove to her place. The rain came down hard, hammering the windshield as I pulled up. She opened the door before I could knock. You came. I shouldn't have. Her smile flickered. But you did. Inside the house was quiet. The sound of rain against the windows filled the silence between us. I set my jacket down, trying to breathe. You want a drink? She asked. No, you're tense. I wonder why. Her laughter was soft, like she enjoyed watching me squirm. Relax. I just want company. I sat on the edge of the couch, hands locked together, waiting for the moment I would regret. Minutes passed. Then I heard her voice behind me. Adrian. I turned. She stepped into the room wearing a tight dress that clung to her like it was painted on. Her hair was loose, her eyes sharp, and the question in her smile cut deeper than any words. She stopped in front of me, close enough for the air to thicken. Her voice dropped to a whisper. Are you going to keep pretending forever? The rain pounded harder outside, but inside it was only the sound of her breath and my heart tearing itself apart. The storm outside rattled the windows, and the living room lights flickered like the house itself felt the weight of what we were doing. I sat on the couch, my hands pressed together, forcing myself to breathe evenly. She stood across the room, watching me the way someone watches a fuse burn down. You're still here, she said. I shouldn't be, but you are. Her voice carried something daring, but her eyes betrayed nerves. I leaned forward. Why are you doing this to me? I could ask you the same thing. Alina, I've tried to stay away. Then why didn't you? Searched for an answer, but found only the truth, 'cause I can't. She walked closer, slow and deliberate, until she sat next to me. The air tightened around us. Her shoulder brushed mine. I've thought about you since the first time we met. My pulse thumped hard. Don't say that. It's the truth. I shook my head. You're with Liam. He's my best friend. Her lips curved, but it wasn't a smile. You think I don't know who he is to you? That's what makes this so impossible, and why I can't stop. I turned toward her, my chest heavy. You're telling me you've wanted this all along? She nodded once, steady. Every time you looked at me like you were holding something. Back, I felt it. I kept waiting for you to slip. You never did, but I knew. I swallowed hard. I felt it too. Her breath caught. Say it again. I felt it too, I whispered, my throat tight. Her hand reached for mine. Tentative at first, then firm. her fingers sliding between mine. My skin burned with the contact. "You don't know how long I've wanted this," she said. "Alina, this isn't right." Her grip tightened. "Then let it be wrong for a moment just with me here?" I closed my eyes, the storm outside echoing the chaos in my chest. "If we cross this line, nothing will be the same." She leaned closer, so near I could feel the warmth of her breath against my cheek. "Nothing has been the same since you walked into my life." My heart pounded so hard I thought it might shake her away, but I didn't move. I couldn't. Lips hovered just above mine. "Tell me to stop." I didn't. The silence stretched until it felt like the only sound in the world. It was her breathing against me. Then my phone buzzed on the table. I froze. She didn't flinch. She looked at me, then reached for her own phone as it lit up. Liam's name glowed on the screen. She smiled, soft and sweet, but her hand still clutched mine. She answered, "Hey, you." Her voice dripped honey, but her eyes stayed on me, sharp and unblinking. "I'm just at home," she said, still smiling. "Relaxing, missing you." My stomach twisted. "I love you too," she whispered, her gaze pinning me down while the words left her mouth. She ended the call slowly, setting the phone aside with deliberate calm. Her expression shifted, the sweetness gone. "He doesn't deserve me, and you know it." I pulled my hand free. "Don't say that." Her jaw clenched. "You think he's some saint, but you don't see it. You don't see how little he notices me." I stood, pacing. "You can't talk like this. He's planning your future together." She frowned. "What do you mean?" I turned toward her, regret already burning through me. "He told me. Before the trip, he bought a ring." Her face went still. "He's going to propose when he gets back." The thunder outside cracked loud, but the silence between us felt louder. Her eyes glistened. Not with softness, but with something darker. She whispered, almost to herself, "He has no idea." And in that moment, I realized neither did I. I sat, at the edge of the couch, my hands gripping my knees. The storm had calmed outside, but inside me, it was worse. "Alina, he's going to propose," I said quietly. She tilted her head, a smirk tugging at her lips. So, that's all you have to say?" Her eyes narrowed. "You act like a ring changes anything. Do you think I'll suddenly forget who he is and what he doesn't give me?" My chest tightened. "He's your boyfriend. My best friend. He trusts both of us." She leaned back, calm and unbothered. "Trust is only real if it's earned. Has he earned it? Or is it just easier for you to worship him because you don't see what I see? You're twisting this." I snapped. Her eyes glimmered with challenge. "Am I? Or are you just afraid to admit you know I'm right?" I pushed up from the couch, pacing the small living room. "You don't get it. If you say yes to him, everything he's built with you, all the plans he's been holding on to, it will mean nothing if I keep wanting you." She cut in. I stopped, my chest heaving. "Don't say it like that." "What?" "Why?" "Not, it's the truth. It's wrong." Her voice softened, almost taunting. "Then why does it feel so right when you look at me?" I turned away, gripping the back of a chair like I needed it to steady myself. "Because I'm weak. That's all this is." She rose and crossed the room, her footsteps soft but relentless. "No, it's not weakness. It's honesty. You see me in ways he never has. You hear me when I talk. You actually look at me, Elena." Her hand touched my arm. It rushed through me. "You think Liam's world is perfect," she whispered, standing close enough that I could feel her breath against my skin. "But it's not. He doesn't know me. He never will. Not like you do." I turned to face her, my pulse hammering. Our faces were inches apart. "Don't," I muttered. Her eyes searched mine, daring me, then stopped me. I couldn't move. The room felt smaller, her presence pulling me in like gravity. Her lips hovered near mine, her voice trembling just slightly. "Say you don't want this and I'll walk away." The words caught in my throat. She leaned closer, her forehead brushing mine, and then I pulled back hard enough that she stumbled. "No," I said. "If I do this, I destroy him. I destroy everything." Her face hardened, the softness gone in. "An instant? So you'd rather live a lie?" Pretend that his fantasy world is real while mine collapses around me? I'd rather not be the reason it collapses at all. She crossed her arms, her smirk returning, colder this time. Think you're noble. You think you're saving him. All you're really doing is lying to yourself. I rubbed my temples, frustration boiling. This isn't a game, Elena. You don't get to pick and choose people's lives like pieces on a board. She stepped closer again, lowering her voice. I'm not playing. I want you. And deep down, you want me to. You're just too scared. To admit it, my stomach twisted. Stop. You can push me away all you want, she said. But it won't change what's already between us. It won't change the fact that he's blind and you're not. The air between us burned, thick with everything we hadn't said. And then, mercifully, her phone buzzed on the coffee table. We both froze. She walked over casually as if nothing had just happened and picked it up. Her face lit up with something I didn't recognize. I frowned. Who is it? She slid the phone slightly out of sight. No one important. The lie was too quick. Elena, who is it? Her smirk deepened, like she enjoyed the way I was looking at her. Relax. Just a friend. I stepped closer. Show me. Her grip on the phone tightened. You don't get to demand that. But when the screen lit again in her hand, I caught it, a name I didn't recognize. Not Liam's, not mine. My chest went cold. Elena, I whispered, who the hell is that? She stared at me, her silence sharper than any answers she could have given. And in that silence, I realized it wasn't just Liam she was betraying. It was me too, asterisk. The name on her phone burned into my head. I couldn't look away. Elena, who is he? She locked the screen and slid it into her pocket. You don't need to know. Don't do that. Don't stand there and act like this is nothing. Lips curled in a mocking smile. Why are you so worked up? It means nothing. Nothing. You hide his messages. You light up when he texts you. That's not nothing. You're jealous, she said calmly, almost pleased with herself. I clenched my fists. I'm furious. Do you have any idea what this means? Liam's planning to propose Elena. He thinks you're his future and you're standing here entertaining someone else. Her voice softened, laced with venom. And what about you? You're standing here with his girlfriend, wanting what? You can't have. Don't make me the villain when you're not innocent either. That's not the same and you know it. Of course it is, she whispered. You feel guilty because you know the truth. Do you want me in ways Liam never? Could that's why you're angry? Not because of him, not because of this other man, but because you thought you were different. Special. Her words struck deeper than I wanted to admit. You're playing games, I said, my voice shaking. With me, with him, with whoever. That was on your phone. I don't even know who you are right now. She stepped closer, her eyes locked on mine. I'm the woman who chose you. Out of everyone, I chose you. No, I snapped, stepping back. You didn't choose me. Yeah, keeping me here, dangling me between guilt and desire, making me feel like I'm the one breaking everything. But you're the one shattering it piece by piece. Her smirk faltered, replaced with a flicker of anger. You think I don't know myself? You think I'm confused? I know exactly what I want. Then explain him, I said. Why another man is texting you like he matters? Tell me why you hide it if it's nothing. Because I knew you'd react like this. Like what? Like someone who actually cares about the truth? Like someone who thinks he has the right to interrogate me. I do when Liam is involved. When I'm involved. When you look me in the eye and tell me I mean something, but your phone tells me otherwise. Her eyes blazed. You mean more than he ever will? Then prove it, I demanded. She opened her mouth, then shut it. Silence stretched between us, heavy and suffocating. I shook my head. You can't, because it's not real, Elena. You've been telling me what I want to hear, and I've been too blind to see it. Her voice cracked with anger. Don't you dare reduce this to some game. You felt it too. Every look, every word, every second we've been alone. It wasn't fake. I swallowed hard, my heart pounding. It doesn't matter what I felt, because if you can play me, you can play him too. And I won't let you ruin him the way you're ruining me. She stepped forward again, her voice low and desperate. Adrian, stop. Don't throw this away. I'm not the one throwing anything away. You did that the second you let another man into this." Her eyes glistened, but her smirk returned just as quickly, sharp and cutting. "You'll come back. You always do, 'cause no one else makes you feel the way I do." I wanted to deny it. I wanted to tell her she was wrong, but before I could, the front door creaked open. I froze. "Alina." "Adrian," Liam's voice carried. Through the hall, my stomach dropped. He stepped in, suitcase in one hand, a small velvet box clutched in the other. His face lit up when he saw us. Surprise. I couldn't wait. I had to come back early. Elena's lips parted, shock flashing for the first time tonight. Liam dropped his bag and held up the box, grinning like a man who thought he'd won the world. "I need your help, Adrian. I want tonight to be perfect. I'm going to ask her to marry me." My entire body went cold. Elena's hand brushed against mine at her side, a silent grip that felt more like a chain than comfort. And Liam, smiling with a ring in his hand, had no idea he had walked straight into the fire. Asterisk Liam paced the living room, velvet box clutched in his hand. His eyes kept darting to me like he needed reassurance. "You think she'll say yes, right?" he asked. I forced a smile. "She'll say yes." He laughed nervously. "You don't sound too sure." "I'm sure," I said quickly. My chest felt like it was caving in. The front door opened and Alina stepped inside. She froze when she saw the candles Liam had set up. Her gaze flicked to me first, not him. "Always me." Liam rushed forward, his grin stretching wide. "Alina, I couldn't wait. I wanted tonight to be unforgettable." Her lips parted, but her eyes stayed locked on mine. "Unforgettable," she repeated softly. Liam took her hand. I go. "Changed my life. Every moment with you feels like home. I don't want another day without you by my side." He sank to one knee. My throat tightened. "Alina," he said, opening the box, "will you marry me?" The ring sparkled under the soft light. My heart thundered so loudly I thought it might drown out his voice. Lena's face softened, but not for him. Her eyes drilled into mine, unblinking, daring me to stop her or claim her. I wanted to scream, to rip the box from his hand, to end the lie before it swallowed us all. But I stayed silent, trapped by my own cowardice. "Alina." Liam's voice wavered, waiting for the answer that would seal his future. Before she could speak, her phone rang. The sharp sound cut through the room like glass shattering. Her hand trembled as she pulled it out. She glanced at the screen. Her breath hitched. Liam chuckled nervously. "Go on, answer. It could be important." She hesitated, then swiped the screen. "Hello." A man's voice echoed faintly through the speaker, deep, familiar only to her. Her lips parted. She froze. Liam's face fell. "Who is that?" Elena's eyes snapped to mine, wide, pleading, terrified. She didn't answer him. She only looked. "At me." Liam's voice cracked. "Alina, who is that?" The silence was louder than any scream. Her phone trembled in her hand. The man's voice said her name again. I felt the world tilt. The walls closed in. Liam turned slowly toward me, confusion twisting into suspicion. "Adrian," he said, his voice breaking. "What's going on?" I opened my mouth, but no words came. Elena's stare pinned me in place, daring me to stay quiet, daring me to share the weight of her betrayal. Liam's eyes filled with tears. "Tell me it's not what I think." Elena finally spoke, her voice low, shaking. "It's not what you think?" He laughed bitterly. "That's what people say when it's exactly what I think." She stepped forward. "Liam, please, no." He cut her off, his voice rising. "Don't you dare lie to me right now." Her phone slipped from her hand and clattered to the floor, the other man's voice still echoing faintly until the line cut off. Liam stared at it, then back at her. "Another man? Really?" "After everything," she whispered. "It's not like that. Not like that." His face twisted in pain. "Then what is it like?" Her silence was louder than her words. He turned to me, desperation in his eyes. "You knew? Didn't you? You knew something?" My chest burned. I forced myself to speak. Liam, the look on his face shattered me. He saw the truth before I could explain. His hands shook as he closed the box with a snap. "You both lied to me." His voice cracked, raw with disbelief. "The two people I trusted most?" Alina reached for him. "Liam, stop. I love you." "No," he said sharply, stepping back. "You don't. You don't love anyone but yourself." Her face hardened, but her eyes flicked back to me again, as if I was still the center of her storm. Liam's breathing turned ragged. "You've been looking at him this whole time, even. Now when I'm on my knees, you can't stop staring at him." Her silence confirmed everything. I couldn't breathe. My guilt, my anger, my desire all collided into one crushing weight. Liam's shoulders slumped. He closed the ring box slowly, his voice barely audible. "I was going to give you forever, and you gave me nothing." He turned and walked toward the door. Alina called after him. "Liam, wait." But he didn't. The door slammed, leaving only silence and the wreckage of everything he thought was real. Alina turned to me, eyes blazing, tears streaking her face. "Say something." "What do you want me to say?" My voice hollow. "That you choose me? That this means something?" I shook my head. "It doesn't matter what I say. Karma already answered for us." Her lips trembled. "You think this is over?" "It was over the second you couldn't look away," I said. She froze, her chest rising and falling. Her eyes locked on mine as if she could still pull me back into her gravity, but I stepped away. In that silence, I realized betrayal doesn't start with the voice on the other end of a phone. It starts with the eyes that never look away.